Hello everyone, I'm Angie Edwards and I'm here to talk to you today about how American bald eagles are badass. Now being an American, I think that the American bald eagle is really incorporated into the culture and into our beliefs, I guess. And the word badass is slang, and so there's probably many definitions for it. So I went and looked online, and I found a website called the Urban Slang Dictionary, and it defines badass as very good, very bad, and skilled. And those first two kind of contradict each other, but I'm going to explain that in a bit. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the very bad part of the badassness of American bald eagles. And that, I think, is the physical features of the American eagle. I have a picture here to pass around in case you can't see this one very well. And the first thing that jumps out at me is the eyes of the eagle. They're very intimidating, and they look like they're just looking right through you. And according to a site I found called AmericanBaldEagleInformation.com, they talk about how the bald eagle's eyes are as big as a human's, but they're 4 times better at vision, at seeing, and so that's pretty badass. And they also have a nictitating membrane, and that's what they use when they blink, and it just comes over their eyes to get rid of the dirt and the dust. And, but it's also sheer see-through, so they can see pretty much at all times when they're awake. The next thing that jumped out at me was their beak and their talons, which you can't see on this picture, but they're both very sharp and intimidating. And again, on the Eagle Info website, they said the beak was used to, the hook of it is used to tear, but also the two parts of the jaw that meet, they overlap each other, so they're like scissors, so they just kind of snip right through the flesh. And also the talons I found on a website called AmericanBaldEagleFoundation.com. The talons actually open and close at the eagle's will. It's not like a Venus flytrap or anything. They just do it as they want, and it also is what kills their prey. The next thing I found on NationalGeographic.com is actually the size of the bird is really large. They are up to 34 to 43 inches. This is 34 inches. This is how tall they stand. And then 43. So these are huge birds. And then National Geographic talks about their wingspan, which can get up to 6 to 8 feet long, which, if you can see this whole thing, that is a ginormous bird. Another interesting fact I found on AmericanBaldEagleInfo.com was that the males are actually smaller than the females, so I thought the ladies would like that. Not just their physical features are badass, but they're very skilled animals. They're actually classified as a sea eagle, so they're around water all the time. It's one of their many skills. They're very strong swimmers. For example, they can carry up to 5 pounds, which is a third to half of their body weight, so that's pretty impressive. And sometimes if they carry a fish that's too big, they'll actually use their wings to paddle to shore so they can eat. And that to me says that they refuse to give up. They refuse to stop fighting for, what they want. And on the American Eagle Info website, it talks about flying, which is another one of the skills. They're a bird. They can get up to 10,000 feet in the air, and they fly around 30 to 35 miles per hour. Their feathers also are important because they act as rudders, as brakes, and actually as temperature control. The foundation website talks about hunting and courtship. The hunting, they can dive up to 100 miles per hour when they're attacking prey, and when they're courting each other, they put on aerial displays of diving, and they hook talons, so pretty spectacular view. That leads me into my final point, which is bald eagles are the American icon. And we see these eagles everywhere. We see them in patriotic pictures, such as this one. We see them on buildings. We see them on flagpoles. We see them as school mascots. On my shirt, I have an eagle. It's from the store American Eagle, and it's a store brand. It's just integrated in all sorts of parts of our lives. Another place we find the eagle is on money. I have examples here. On the dollar bill, you actually see our national seal on the back, which is an eagle, and he has a shield in front of him, and he's carrying arrows. He has stars around his head. We also find the seal on the back of a $50. And then eagles are also found on the quarters, not the state quarters, but like the older quarters, on silver dollars and on gold dollars. I'll pass those around for everyone. Sorry. They're also our national bird, as you probably all know. We used the eagle as an emblem back during the Revolutionary War, which is a very long time ago. This is when we started becoming independent, but it was chosen as our national bird in 1782. Probably would have been sooner, but Benjamin Franklin was very opposed to the idea. I found this on the eagleinfo.com. He said that he wanted the turkey to be our national bird, and that's not very badass. To me, the national bird should represent what America represents, which is the eagle is untamed and it's wild, and it doesn't have authority. It represents freedom, and that's what America represents. And so I'll get to the end of my speech. American bald eagles are badass because they're very good. They're our American icon. They're very bad because they're very intimidating with their looks, and they're very skilled animals. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Thank you for joining me today.